Welcome to HeroClix's The Gauntlet, the series where I aim to try to make a competitive and also, of course, very fun Fantastic Four team. I do this with just about any keyword that I really like to play. And I wanted to start with the Fantastic Four, even though that's not really a keyword I like to play. I just figured it would be fun to do because the Fantastic Four figures hadn't been made in a while. And with the Future Foundation set that just came out, I thought it would be fun to, not only show you the process that it takes for me to create a team using the Gauntlet process, but also what happens when a new set comes in and just adds a whole new play field of options, right? That of characters that we didn't have access to, but we will have access to. But for now, sticking to the Fantastic Four team that you're going to see today, I actually wanted to put a little spotlight on this team because this team is the first team since round 2 that's undergone some drastic changes. This is the team that has Franklin Richards, the combination of Black Leopard, Ghost Rider, where I use Ghost Rider's Defend special power to give Black Leopard energy shield, and of course Black Leopard already has combat reflexes, and it makes them a little difficult to hit. I originally that was the lineup plus Hulk and Human Torch, 60 points, the rare from the set. However, as I started going through what options I had to build with this Fantastic Four team, and I wanted to see if making some changes can help it stand up to the team that I feel is just dominating all the others, which is the one with Dr. Fantastic. And, that 1-2 combo of Wolverine, the super rare Wolverine, and the rare Thing is pretty tough to take down, and especially considering that Dr. Fantastic also has that special power or the trait activated where if we target him with Outwit or Perplex, he generates those Doombots. And so in an effort to kind of prepare this team to go up against that team, but at the same time also make it slightly more competitive, this Fantastic Four team now looks like this. So the Hulk, we still have the Hulk at his 50-point starting line. That's the difference. That's one difference right there. He's no longer starting at 75 points. He does lose the Leaping Smash special power, leap climb free, ignores elevated and hindering terrain with a roll of a d6. He can move up to that result. So now he only has 4 clicks, so it does make him a little more specialized. I may not depend on him too much to do so much damage. We still have Franklin Richards, Black Leopard, and Ghost Rider. So the core of the team is still there. The changes come in first. The Hulk was, I don't want to say downgraded, but brought down to his 50-point value. I am also bringing in Invisible Woman, the 40-point common from the set. This common has that stop click defend. I like her role in this team. I think she's very useful in that she can hang back and carry Franklin Richards around and give him that enhancement and defend boost. Or she can get into the thick of things because she has that stop click. So if they want to attack her, that's totally fine. They're going to activate that stop click, put her on her 19 defend stop click. And with her defend, of course, that's going to help out Hulk here, who has 17 defense. Black Leopard, who has a 17 defense. And Ghost Rider starts with an 18, but eventually drops to an 17 as well. And the last member to be added is Black Cat, the common from the Spider-Man Venom Absolute Carnage set. She has that trait when establishing theme teams. Black Cat gains the name keyword of another character on your starting force. Of course, we're going to choose Fantastic Four as the keyword that she's going to pick. She's here for a couple of reasons. First, she's got the Underworld team ability, so that kind of makes up for Hulk not being able to carry 2 characters anymore since he's at his 50-point line. He can't carry Black Leopard and Ghost Rider at the same time, so we brought Black Cat in for help. But not only that, she also provides some valuable services against opposing probability control, which we have none outside of the theme team probability controls and Franklin Richards choosing that power, right? With his maybe every time I use my powers, I get closer to losing them special power. He can gain probability control, but without activating that, we have none besides our theme team probs. And this one here could be a good counter against opposing characters within 4 squares can't use probability control to reroll attack rolls that contain a 1 or a 2. So it's kind of an answer to opposing probability control. And then if she takes a hit on her 4th and 5 clicks, she has probability control herself. So, I'm kind of adding a couple more threats with Invisible Woman being able to TK her teammates around if she needs to. Keeping their defense higher if she needs to. Black Cat has pretty solid values for a 40-point character. Starts with 11 attack and does 3 damage. Her range is a little short in 3 range, but with that leap climb, she can get into position. She's also got sidestep and stealth to survive some of those ranged attacks. We'll see. I'm hoping to play the numbers game, putting more bodies out there on the table, but that are also competent at what they do. And they're going up against the Frightful Four, which we saw 3 of the 4 members that you're going to see today. You saw in the last matchup. One of the things I noticed when I was rewatching it and analyzing the previous match, is that I feel like they weren't getting enough damage through. They had a lot of utility with Medusa. Claw, unfortunately, doesn't have move and attack, but I do like the fact that he was giving them energy shield deflection. And Wizard, with his special power, the intellect to spare, just those 3 things combined, which was Medusa, her TK, her ability to give them shape change, Claw's energy shield deflection, Wizard's leadership. I just saw them really working well together. And Sandman was doing a great job holding the line, but like I mentioned, I feel like they weren't doing enough damage. That match took a little longer than it should have. So we're going to throw in Carnage from the Fast Forces for the Spider-Man Absolute Venom. Specifically because he's going to gain shape change. He already has super senses, which is great. Gives him more chances to avoid attacks, plus the energy shield deflection that Claw's going to give him. So he has some defenses against range attacks too. And he has blades on 5 clicks. 2 of them with exploit weakness. He has steel energy, flurry, 3 damage. So I'm really hoping that adding Carnage here, I'm going to see a dramatic increase in the amount of damage they're able to output against the Fantastic Four. But then again, I did just revamp this Fantastic Four team that we're about to see. So I'm actually curious to see how this match is going to turn out. So enough talking. Let's get this started. Here we go. So here we got the match underway. The Frightful Four won the initiative role. We're playing on the Pacific Ocean Outdoor from the Fear Itself event. This is the map that I guess is missing a starting area. I'm not going to look it up. I know it is. I'm going to use my best guesstimate to assume that that's where the starting area should have been. And the orange terrain right here in the center of the map is going to be considered hindering for this purpose, and we're ignoring anything orange. Everything else is just elevated, hindering, and some blocking here and there, but mostly elevated, some hindering, and very little blocking terrain. I'll give you an aerial view of the map once we switch over to the Fantastic Four, but since Frightful Four won the initiative role, we'll start with them first. We're going to roll for leadership with Wizard. You know what? Before we forget, we got to do the deployment roll since we are playing by the HeroClix solo rules, which of course you can check out. I'll try to make sure to remember to put that in the description below. Unrestricted operations, good. They can do what they want. We're going to roll for leadership with Wizard. That's a fail. So remember, with Wizard, even though he can't remove a token off of anyone because no one has any tokens, I can still roll for leadership to try to get that 4 so he can use Outwit or Perplex twice. For now, I'll be content to be able to use it once. Hopefully he gets a couple of those rolls in some crucial spots. And since everyone has Energy Shield, I'm going to take advantage here that Medusa has Stealth, and I think the only way they have around Stealth is to use Telekinesis and put a close attacker adjacent to them, or use Pulse Wave with Franklin Richards, which, you know, Medusa's... I don't mind drawing him out with Medusa. That'll just leave hopefully some angles for attacking for Claw. Wizard is going to carry in Carnage, so Carnage can start going to town hopefully with that Blades exploit weakness rolls. So let's get moving here. Wizard. Okay, so Carnage does not ignore hindering terrain, and we are going to treat that little orange square as hindering, so I don't want to put him inside. He does have improved movement, ignores elevated terrain, which is great. This is as far as Medusa can go. I don't really want to hang that far back, though. Well, we'll try it her way. We'll let her call the shots for now. So this is as far as she can go. There's no hindering here, but there is a hindering square right here, which is good for her because she has stealth. Team can hide behind her. Ideally, or additionally, I could also yes, okay. Let's do this instead. Here we are. So what we did is we put Carnage right behind some elevated terrain. The only way they'd be able to have line of fire is through here, which seems feasible. But if they're willing to, if the other team is willing to make such a brazen attack, I am willing to prepare my team to counterattack. The Frightful Four team, anyway. Let's put her there. So she's inside the hindering. Gets stealth. And Claw has phasing teleport, so he doesn't need to worry about things like stairs and terrain. So we're going to park him on elevated terrain, have him act like a sniper. This is a pretty decent map for him. Just wish he had longer range. For now, though, Wizard is going to use Perplex on himself to perplex his defense up. Okay, so let's go to the Fantastic Four team. This is what the map looks like. This is a deployment roll for the Fantastic Four. 5 and a 3, so that means they have to use frontline firepower. Franklin being the highest costing character, followed by Hulk at 50 points, tied with Ghost Rider and Black Leopard. In the case of a tie, of course, I get to choose since I am the controlling player. What we want to do is we still want to make sure to set up our team here to take advantage of Ghost Rider's defend special power. Now that everyone but Franklin Richards is equal or less points than him, anyone on this team except for Franklin Richards can benefit off of it. Because it says energy shield, deflection, toughness, willpower, defend. Adjacent friendly characters of equal or lower points that share a keyword with Ghost Rider can use energy shield, deflection. You know, and she's already got defend. So it's like she's given him two powers, of course, her defense and her energy shield, deflection. Now the Hulk can benefit from it. Black Cat can benefit from it. Invisible Woman can benefit from it. And I also threw in pumpkin bombs. This gives Franklin Richards an option in case I don't want to activate that power to deal him damage, where he could just use pumpkin bombs equip effect, which is energy explosion with minimum range of 4. He has a range value of 6, so that's even better. Whether or not I use it, that's a different story. Point is, the option is there. Okay, so remembering our lesson from last time, Medusa can cripple close attackers with her plasticity. Within 4 squares, line of fire. What's the name of that trait? The malevolent mane of Madame Medusa. Opposing characters within 4 squares and line of fire consider Medusa adjacent for the purposes of breaking away. Don't want that. So we want to keep our distance from her for now. If we can help it, we'll try to pick them apart. This positioning doesn't leave us with much options, even though Ghost Rider can grant them energy shield and her defend of 18 defense. I don't want to just engage them in open combat there and have Claw be able to get perplexed, Wizard outwitting our defenses. So, you know, placing him around here may not be a great idea. I may want to just reposition him over here on this part of the elevated terrain. Which means I have to reposition stuff. So I have to move the Hulk first. Speed of, let me put him on his 50-point starting line. There we go. Speed of 8 minus 1 will be 7. Man, that Carnage's got a nice 6 range here, or 6 speed on his charge. And now at 40 points, I've got Black Cat and Invisible Woman, and I can choose either one. Oh, and you know, before I forget, there's another reason this Invisible Woman was chosen. Besides, of course, me only having 45 points left to spend. She was the last one I added, and then I thought it was a good idea to add her, not only for the reasons I mentioned previously, but also for the Form the New Fantastic Four trait, which just gives this team a whole new plethora of options to have on the sideline and bring characters in. I probably won't be messing around too much with that until the 3rd round of the Gauntlet. For now, I'm content playing this team the way they are, and we'll see what happens in the third round as it approaches. What I wanted to do is make sure that Ghost Rider is adjacent to everyone, so that way everyone can benefit from her 18 defend. Kind of setting myself up for failure here against the maximum carnage trait. That's okay though. Black Panther is going to perplex Hulk's defense up by +1. Let's give them less options for the maximum carnage trait here. Gonna roll for deployment for the Frightful Four. Everyone's at 75 points, so this has no effect on the way they take their actions, as I get to choose the order that they act. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he can reach without me having to use perplex. But let's roll for leadership first. Here's a problem with perplexing Wizard and why Black Leopard is really good. If I were to use perplex on Carnage, let's say his attack to make sure he hits, because he's got a 11 attack +1 will make it 12. As soon as he goes up there, unless I can somehow block lines of fire to Black Leopard, he has that trait that says the maximum attack, defense, and damage values of opposing characters within 6 squares in line of fire are each equal to Black Leopard's printed value of that type. So it'll bring it back down to 10. It'll go from a 12 to a 10. Unless, of course, I stay out of his line of fire or block it somehow, which I could also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Stay away from Black Leopard. I'll still have to try to roll an 8 because she gets Ghost Rider's defend. Plus she has combat reflexes. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I could also do that and attack either Invisible Woman, but I feel like that'll be wasted. Or I could attack the Hulk, which I'll need a 7 to hit. Which may be fine because he has exploit weakness, so he'll cut through that invulnerability. And a 7 is not too bad. I'll get rid of a bruiser. Get 50 points. And you know, Carnage can kind of defend himself pretty well. He's got... Oh, well, I hadn't noticed already that he's got Shape Change as a trait. So maybe not that beneficial to pair them with Medusa. I missed that during team construction, but hey, that's fine. He has it throughout, so in case Medusa were to get KO'd, which... she's kind of out of range. Okay. If I manage to knock the Hulk out, I'll have Black Leopard Franklin Richards, making their counterattacks. And even Ghost Rider here doesn't have a token because she got carried. So the question now becomes, is the 50-point KO that I get from Hulk worth me potentially giving up a 75-point Carnage? And Carnage is going to be very isolated from his team. So I think I'm going to hold off on making an Alpha Strike here because having Carnage way over here, way out of range for Claw and Medusa, I don't think it's worth it. Instead, I am going to brace for a for an attack. If it's a ranged attack, which I doubt, they all get Energy Shield and they get Super Senses thanks to Medusa. I'm sorry, Shape Change. Claw over there. Has invulnerability on top of that. Medusa has stealth. So I'm just going to give the +1 defense to Wizard with his own Perplex. He can't use Outwit because he doesn't have line of fire to any opposing characters. And the rest are just going to clear. Going back to Fantastic Four. Three and a 1. Conservative tactics. That means that only characters without action tokens can take non-free actions, which is fine. Black Leopard has leadership. Let's roll for that. Fantastic Four are going to play the same game as the Frightful Four. As we start winding down to the final matches, I would like to start playing these teams more how I would play them. As opposed to kind of just experimenting to see the different attack options and things that I get. So you're going to start seeing some of these games become a little more defensive, like this one. Unrestricted operations for the Frightful Four. Let's roll for leadership with Wizard. Got that 4. There's no sense in choosing Outwit because everyone is within 4 squares of Franklin Richards. So I'm just going to go with Perplex for Wizard's special power. Okay, now with other action tokens clear for the Frightful Four, I'm going to go for an Alpha Strike here. Not an Alpha Strike, but more like a Beta Strike. That's okay. I think it was worth waiting the turn because I can see that there's a way to get Claw into the action along with Wizard and Carnage, so it's not really just Carnage against the Fantastic Four. So let's get moving here. Let's not forget Wizard's Perplex here. Oh, by the way, of course, Black Leopard is continuing to perplex Hulk's defense up in case I did not specify that for the previous turn. Let's see. Carnage. It's so tempting to just go after the Hulk and be done with him. So I'm going to do that. I don't think it's worth wasting an attack on Invisible Woman. So I'm going to position him. So Hulk is getting 18 thanks to Ghost Rider's Defend +1. It'll be 19. Let's perplex his attack up by 1. So that's 12 to a 19 means that I'll need a 7. Should I just go for 6 here? Be done with him. And The Fantastic Four team is a pretty good team here because if I target Invisible Woman, even with a wizard, that'll put her on her 19 defend. Don't want Franklin Richards getting any of that 19 defend. Or anyone else for that matter. Because of that stop click she has at the end. If I try to range attack Black Panther or Black Leopard, he'll get +3 to his defense with the energy shield, the hindering terrain, and let's not forget Ghost Rider's defend bonus as well. Okay, so the problem here is there's 3 very real threats on the Fantastic Four team: Franklin Richards, Black Leopard, and Ghost Rider, that are just slowly making it very difficult for me to deal with them. Seeing as how Franklin and Black Leopard are the ones exposed, I'm going to go after Franklin first, and here's why. Wizard also has Protected Outwit. I think if I can win the Protected Outwit matchup against him and be able to start outwitting powers from the Fantastic Four, I may slowly be able to chip away at Black Leopard and Ghost Rider. So that means that I have to use Carnage to block line of fire to Hulk, so I can set up a couple of attacks against Hulk and Franklin Richards. Maybe even Invisible Woman. Or Invisible Woman. Yeah, so first, let's try to attack the Hulk first with Carnage. I'm not going to use Perplex on him because since he's going to be placed there, Black Panther's going to get rid of that Perplex. Not get rid of it, but you know. It will. Actually, it'll bring it down a 10. Which is fine. You know, I'm not going to bother with that. I'll just let him have it at 10. I know I need to hit a 9 with Carnage. I could still Perplex twice. Yeah. Wizard is 18, 7. He's just going to make an attack. Try to make an attack anyway on the Hulk. His attack value goes down to 10. Hulk's defense is 18 plus 1, 19. Carnage needs a 9. Using Blade's exploit weakness. And that's a hit. The Fantastic Four half-theme team probs. I'm going to place this one on Black Leopard. Since he has Indomitable. I could put it on Hulk and try to get a leadership role the next turn. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Let's tag team this. Okay, so that means Carnage has to reroll. Still a hit. Carnage just, he wants to hit. Let's use another one and put it on Black Leopard. Gotta keep that Hulk in it. I may end up regretting this. But for now, I'm all in on keeping the Hulk alive. That's a miss. He needed a 9. And that's okay. I wasn't really banking on that attack, so the Frightful Four taking away 2 Theme Team prompts from the Fantastic Four was actually really good. Better than expected results. I expected to just flat out miss. The reason being is I wanted a block line of fire from Black Leopard to anyone else that comes up here. For example, Wizard. He's got 11 attack. Let's bump it up to 13 with his own Perplex. Going to use Running Shot, targeting Franklin Richards. He's got a 13 attack. Franklin Richards has an 18 defense thanks to Invisible Woman. Down goes Wizard. Luckily, he's safe. And that's a hit. It's not worth Theme Team propping because he only needs a 5. So I'm just going to take the 3 damage. Luckily, that knocks Franklin off his 4 damage clicks. Before I forget to give Carnage a token. Here is Wizards. Medusa is going to use Telekinesis. They can both draw a line of fire here. Unfortunately, Claw cannot see or cannot draw a line of fire to the Hulk or Franklin Richards. Or Black Cat because she has stealth. So his only target being Invisible Woman. I want to get her off of that enhancement. I am going to put her under 19 defend, but I'm hoping that Wizard here with Energy Shield, Hindering Terrain, Shape Change, can hopefully survive a counterattack. So Claw, he's going to pump his attack up by +2 with Range Combat Expert and make an attack roll against Invisible Woman. And again, he only needs a 5, so it's not worth using a Theme Team prop for that. And 1, 2, 3, she has a stop click anyway, so I knew she was going to land on it. Which I am totally fine with her being on her 19 defend stop click. So that's all 4 actions for the Frightful Four. Let's make that roll for the Fantastic Four. Taking a little bit of damage this turn. Frontline firepower. Their big gun, Franklin Richards, has to start things off. They're still getting... let's roll for leadership with Black Leopard. So let's look at this. We're getting 4 actions. We want to use Franklin as one of those actions. Reason being, we got Ghost Rider. We got Black Cat without tokens. Black Leopard has Indomitable. Hulk has Indomitable. So those could technically be our 4 attacks. However, I don't want to leave Franklin Richards so exposed. And so let's, I guess, I don't know. We have to chop our way through Carnage? Is that what we're going to have to do? Because he's got plasticity. Checking if I have Precision Strike. Oh, and I do. Black Cat. Anything to help out against that. Super Senses or Shape Change. I'll take help with either one. You know, I could give Franklin Richards Charge, Precision Strike, and Battle Fury. That sounds great, actually. I don't think I've ever used Franklin Richards for a close attack, but hey, first time for everything. I mean, Battle Fury allow him to ignore Shape Change. Precision Strike will give Carnage -1 to his defense. To his Super Senses roll, so I like that. With 10 attack, 3 damage. Is there any way to give him Empower? Let's see. Black Leopard has Perplex. What does Black Cat have? Oh, she has that special power. Ghost Rider. Oh, and don't forget, I haven't used Outwit with Wizard because Franklin Richards is giving everyone within 4 squares, well, friendly character within 4 squares, the power Cosmic. And Ghost Rider does not have any sort of empower. So if I go for that attack, it'll be base 10 attack to 18, well, 17 defense, thanks to Black Leopard. So I'll need a 7. I could perplex Carnage's defense down by 1 as well. Increase my chances of hitting, which I think I will do. So let's do that. Let's chop away at Carnage here. I'm feeling a little gutsy here with Franklin Richards. I want to see what he's made of. So we're going to perplex Carnage, defense down. Franklin Richards is going to activate that special power of his, give himself charge, precision strike, and battle fury. Just really quick to talk about characters here before I make this attack roll. Typically, you'll see me advocating for teams that have options. Like Franklin Richards here, he has the whole powers and ability card to choose from, right? As long as it's a standard power. And you saw what we were able to do. We were able to find a combination to help us out and get out of this little jam that we're in. Just like I've mentioned before, that you can't have an answer to everything against any team, against every team, but you can give yourself several options to try to find answers here and there when you're facing against teams that you may not know how to play against. To me, options is always great. The more options I get to choose between among powers, the better. Let's make that attack. 10 attack. With against a 16 defense. So here we go. That's a hit. Carnage can't use probability control. 1, 2, 3, 4. Claw, on the other hand. Let's see if he's safe. Yes. Black Cat can only target characters within 4 squares. Claw happens to be 5 squares away. Is it worth the pushing damage, though? Let's see. If Carnage gets hit, he'll take 3. Put him on Steel Energy with Flurry. Still with Super Senses. Yeah, I'm gonna risk it because I think that's the whole point of Carnage here was to act as tie-up piece. Unfortunately, Franklin Richards has an answer around him. I can still try to get that Super Senses roll with him on a 6. Here we go. That's a miss. So Franklin connects for 3. One action, 3 to go. Just realizing that Franklin Richards giving Power Cosmic to the team gives them all Indomitable, which is awesome. Doesn't matter right now, but still good to know. Black Cat. Should we continue our onslaught against Carnage? The answer is yes. And I'm going to try to... you know what? No, let's make the attack first. I was planning on using Sidestep to try to get her over here first. But there's always the chance that if I attack first, which I was going to attack Carnage anyway, even if I moved here, that I could get knocked back and not have to worry about him being adjacent anymore. So let's do that first. Now he's got Shape Change because I don't have Battle Fury, so he can roll for Shape Change. Black Cat is targeting Carnage for a close attack. Well, actually, hold on. We got Frontline Firepower, so that means if I want to act next, it has to be the Hulk. I could skip the Hulk, go with Ghost Rider. But no, I think I like her attacking Carnage because of that precision strike that she already has. And she's got a good angle to get a knockback Carnage off of here. And Black Leopard does have blades. Okay, so I'm going to use Hulk because Black Leopard can just try to get that leadership token the following turn. Just seeing that he could also remove it from Franklin Richards. And I would like to move Invisible Woman closer to Franklin Richards to give him the 18 defend bonus. So that's going to be 2 actions once I move Invisible Woman. Yeah, and I think Ghost Rider is fine back there. Giving those 3 characters 18 defend is going a long way. There's no reason to break that up. They don't have Energy Explosion or Pulse Wave. Something that can damage my little grouping here. So, yeah, let's make that attack then with Hulk. Or you know what? No, Black Leopard. Final answer. Let's try to get that Blades roll. Get him out of the way. And then I'll do Black Cat and then Invisible Woman. Here we go. Black Leopard. 10 attack to Carnage's 16 defense thanks to that Perplex that he used earlier. That's a hit. I did forget to roll for Shape Change, so let me roll for that first. Okay, and now I'm going to roll for Super Senses. And now I'm going to roll for Blades. 3. Dang it. As suspected, now he's on his regeneration click. Oh no. So that's 2 actions. Let's try to knock him out with Black Cat. Or should we go with the Hulk? He doesn't have Super Senses anymore. That will leave Black Cat free with 2 actions next turn. Yeah, I'm just gonna finish her off with Hulk. Finish him off with Hulk. So that's 1, 2. This will be the 3rd action, and thanks to leadership, I'll still be able to move Invisible Woman. And I'm choosing Hulk because Black Cat the following turn can sidestep up here if we're able to knock out Carnage, and be able to attack Claw and or Wizard. So we'll leave that be for now. Carnage has Shape Change. Missed. Here comes the attack roll. 11 to a 16. That's a hit. Fantastic Four doing some teamwork here to take Carnage down. As promised, Black Cat is going to sidestep up 1. You know what? Let's leave her here for now because she's still benefiting off of that defend. Well, you know, if I put her here, the following turn she can sidestep and tie up the Wizard. Or Wizard, because it's not the Wizard. But down 1 teammate, the Frightful Four. Things are not looking good for them. That was 1 action. Oh, I forgot to give him the token. 2 actions, 3 actions. And let's move Invisible Woman here. Oh, well, you know, she's got sidestep. Let's do this. Invisible Woman, sidestep. Free action, of course, move up to 2 squares. I'm only moving her once. That puts her adjacent to Hulk and Franklin Richards. And now I'm going to drag Franklin Richards this way. So if he wants the option to use a power action and equip that object, something I'm willing to do. And now let's roll for Franklin Richards' special power feedback damage thing. 1 damage. Great. Everything is going according to plan for the Fantastic Four. Working like a well-oiled machine, just like I expected the second place team. I think they're in second place, honestly. That other team, something else. Okay. Frightful Four. Frontline finesse, doesn't matter. They're all at 75 points. Let's roll for leadership with Wizard. I want to check if Black Leopard has line of fire to Claw. And he does. And well, you know, now that I see it... Oh, no, it would have crossed through Carnage's square. Yeah, so he does from here. So that means that I can't use... Well, I can use Claw's Range Combat Expert, but his attack would go down to 10. I can compensate for that, of course, with his Range Combat Expert. But, you know, we got to start taking down Franklin Richards or Black Leopard or Ghost Rider. We got to stop dealing with the fodder here. Oh, man, I just saw something that it's going to make me regret doing that. That's okay. This way you get to see the power of telekinesis. I'm at a point, I think, with the Frightful Four, I have to start pushing to be somewhat effective. So let's take a look at Black Leopard here. He's getting 18 defend. Energy shield, so that's 20. With the hindering terrain, it'll be 21. Claw starts, well, Claw has a 10 attack because of Black Leopard. Even if I bring it up to 12 with his Range Combat Expert, I'll still need to roll a 9. That's crazy. And then if I were to want to go after Franklin Richards, he's getting that 19 defend from Invisible Woman. Although, I did just realize I moved Franklin Richards out of the 4 squares, so they are susceptible to Outwit. Wizard right now only has line of fire to Hulk, since Black Cat has stealth. So I'm going to fall back a little bit here and instead prioritize targeting Franklin Richards with all we've got. Claw is going to get brought down by Medusa with her telekinesis. Claw now is able to take a power action to use Range Combat Expert. He'll he'll bring his attack up twice, bringing it up to 13 against Franklin Richards. 19 defend, thanks to Invisible Woman. I need a 6. If I hit, I'll hit for 3 damage. Let's do it. Oh, wow, that's a miss. Huge miss, Claw. Huge. I don't think we can come back with the Frightful Four after that frightful fail. And Wizard will bring up his damage. Why not? Let's just try to do more damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm realizing that the previous turn I should have made a barrier with Claw to protect Carnage. This being outdoor, I'm sure There may have been some way around it. Hindsight, I guess. Hindsight. Wizard is going to make the attack. Franklin Richards, 11 attack to 19 defense. And that hits. Let's see. It'll be with knockback and 4 damage. Do I really want that? This seems like a good time to use the last team prop here. At the very least, I don't want him to get knocked back. I spent so much trying to get him on that object. Hey, all right. Turns into a miss. Oh, I was talking about it, but I didn't. I failed to say it out loud that Wizard, before he moved, outwitted the Hulk's charge. He won't even have enough range, but with Black Leopard's Perplex, it may just become a thing. And so let's just get rid of that power. And wallow in what will be the defeat of the Frightful Four here. Barring some miraculous deployment rolls against the Fantastic Four, which here we go. Frontline finesse. Not going to help them. Uh, 40-point character. Black Cat has to go first. So she can sidestep here. And she's still able to reach Wizard. Which I will do. And I'll perplex her. Let's say her attack up. With Black Leopard. Which, by the way, he has leadership. So let's roll for leadership before the sidestep. Hey, all right. Okay, Black Cat. Perplex her attack up to 12. I'm going to make an attack on Wizard. Oh, you know what? They have shape change. And he gets it. So then, retarget Claw. Oh no, she can't. She's out of range. That's terrible. That's terrible. Even with that energy shield, she couldn't have made the attack, right? No, she wouldn't. She would have missed. So let's do this. Since Hulk doesn't have his charge, he's still going to make use of that Underworld team ability. Carry Ghost Rider. That way Ghost Rider is free to act the following turn. Hulk still gets the defend and energy shield. He's going to pick up the object too because he has traded super strength with protected outwit. I'm really starting to like this team. These small changes made a big difference. I feel they're a little more cohesive now. We're not going to push Invisible Woman because we want her to keep Franklin top dial. Or, not top dial, but alive as long as possible. Black Leopard is going to clear as well. Unfortunately, with 2 tokens, he can't do much. So let's go back to the Frightful Four. Oh. Double ones. So no one has been KO'd from the Fantastic Four. So in that case, that gets ignored. However, they still get to take free actions. Wizard has leadership. Does not get it. he has Outwit. Let's Outwit Black Cat's, I don't know, that leap, climb, stealth, sidestep power, I suppose. Or her precision strike. Yeah, let's Outwit that precision strike thing. And Wizard will perplex Claw's defense up by +1. So here we go, Fantastic Four deployment roll. Conservative Tactics, which is everyone but Black Cat or Hulk. So here we go with the Fantastic Four. The good thing about Conservative Tactics is that I get to use them in any order, but I'm limited to only using characters without action tokens. Let's start off by making an attack with Black Leopard. He's got a speed of 5, ignores hindering, can use blades along with the charge. He's got 10 attack. Let's perplex that up to an 11. Before the charge, of course. Now that he has an 11 attack, Wizard's 18 defense. I need a 7. He's got shape change. Fails to get it. Here comes the attack roll. Need a 7. And that hits. Unfortunately, thanks to Black Cat, opposing characters within 4 squares can't use probability control. Oh, well, that's to reroll attacks that contain a 1 or a 2, which it didn't. So let's use a theme team prob on that because things are not looking so good. Still hits. Now let's make that blades roll. Wizard has toughness, but it's against a 5. It's not going to do him much help there. Ghost Rider. It's going to make a close attack charge against Wizard. Let's roll for that shape change. (11) attack to 17 defense. It hits. Knocks him out. Feel confident I can waste an action. Not really waste an action, but use an action with Franklin Richards to equip the pumpkin bombs. Now he has energy explosion, which, you know, doesn't, I guess, it's a little too late for that, but it's better than doing nothing. And Invisible Woman is going to carry Franklin with sidestep. And I'm going to keep her free because she has telekinesis. She can reposition to give someone her 19 defense if needed. So I'm just going to clear and use her sidestep. Black Leopard already used his perplex. Let's go back to the Frightful Four. Frontline finesse, but at 75 points doesn't matter. Placing Medusa inside hindering terrain. While also tying up Franklin Richards and Invisible Woman. Claw. Well, actually, you know what? I'm just going to keep using her telekinesis. Let them come to her. Fall into the 4 squares that she can slowly start to tangle the Fantastic Four up in her hair. And we're going to make an attack with Claw using Ranged Combat Expert. You know, I kind of have to hit either Ghost Rider or Black Leopard, and I won't do enough damage to knock out Black Leopard. But yeah, we're going to go after Black Leopard. His attack goes down to a 10 because of Black Leopard. So he'll use Ranged Combat Expert to bring his attack up by 2, making it a 12. Against Ghost Rider's Defend, plus 2 with the Energy Shield, so that's 20. So he still needs to roll an 8. If he does, he'll hit for 3 damage. Here we go. And he gets it. Fantastic Four is out of Theme Team. Probs. I was hoping to knock him off of that leadership perplex. In the very least. Was not able to do that. Fantastic Four's turn is next. Frontline firepower. That leaves Franklin leading the charge potentially. Let's see. Oh, you know, this was being carried by Hulk. Must have rolled off. There we go. Black Leopard has leadership. That's a miss. Franklin Richards is going to use his special power to give him running shot, penetrating psychic blast, and probability control. She's going to sidestep, free action. Franklin Richards is going to use his running shot. Able to target Claw since he's on elevated terrain. He's got running shots, penetrating psychic blast to get past his invulnerability, but he still has energy shield and shape change. So let's roll for that shape change. He's still getting +2 to his defense, which is a 19 defense. He'll use
probability control on himself. That's a miss. Getting down to the final few rounds here. Hulk is going to use charge. It's got to get past Medusa's shape change and combat reflexes. Shape change first. 11 attack to Medusa's 17 defense. That's a miss. Gonna perplex Ghost Rider's range. Well, actually, you know, don't want to push her. Well, she is within 4 squares of Franklin, so she won't take pushing. She'll need an 8 and only be able to do 1 damage. I don't think that's... I think I may just want to set up an attack the following turn. Let's move Black Cat here. Frightful Four, 5 and a 2. Medusa's going to use Close Combat Expert. Increase her damage by +2. She hits. She does 5 total with the Hulk's invulnerability. He only takes 3. She takes a pushing damage. Oh, you know what? I forgot to roll for Franklin Richard, so let me do that right now. He did use that special power. Again, only takes 1. Some good luck there. So he's still got probability control because it lasts until the following turn. Claw is going to push, attack Black Leopard. Pump his attack up by +2, so it's 12 on a 20. I need an 8. That's a miss. They are slowly running out of options here. And it's either they sit around hoping they continue to miss their attacks. For the Fantastic Four, miss their attacks. Or try to be a little aggressive here. Back to the Fantastic Four. Unrestricted operations. Sidestep. Using the Underworld team ability. Gonna push her. Actually, I'm just going to sidestep up 1 square. That way they're all within 4 squares of Franklin. Well, almost everyone. Hulk here is going to attack Medusa. He's got a 12 attack. She's got shape change. Hulk makes the attack. Medusa's got super senses. And she fails. 3 damage, not enough to knock her out. Oh, she should have pushed. Oh, no, wait. Yeah, my bad. No, she should not have pushed. Franklin Richards there. Such a huge asset to this team. Let's try to finish her off with Ghost Rider. Shape change. Attack roll. Super senses. No luck with those shape change super senses. And yeah, that's all she wrote, folks. Not gonna play this through because this was almost near total annihilation, minus some damage to Hulk and Black Leopard and Invisible Woman, I guess. Let's analyze this.
So that was a stunning conclusion to the matchup, which is the third matchup against the Frightful Four. Slowly but surely getting that Frightful Four team working together a little more cohesively. I think I may have misplayed one of the turns there that you've seen. I even mentioned it, that I think I should have just put up a barrier and try to keep Carnage alive. I don't usually typically like to, put bank on that. In other words, I don't like to just sometimes sit there and let the attacks happen. With barrier, if possible, I always try to be on the offensive side and try to deal damage before they can deal damage to me. And I think in that point, I may have misplayed it. I should have made that barrier with Claw. Protected Carnage from the might of Franklin Richards. You saw what he did. If not, go back and watch it, because he continues to impress me. The team continues to impress me. And with these changes, it feels pretty solid. I'm not going to lie to you. I think this is the first team that I'm going to keep as is for now and only focus on testing the other teams. And the Dr. Fantastic team may actually also be taken out of the playtesting rounds, which is the second round, which would allow me to just focus on 2 teams and try to bring those 2 teams up to a competitive level, at least to be more competitive against the top 2 Fantastic Four teams, or well, what I think are the top 2 Fantastic Four teams. So we've got one more round against the Frightful Four. I'm debating whether or not to keep Carnage and just retry to play that more correctly. And I'm still going to make a sideline though, and really make use out of the Wizards form the new Frightful Four trait, which is the same thing as a form the new Fantastic Four trait, but for Frightful Four. In case I need to see against the last matchup, because like I mentioned, since we are going up against Dr. Fantastic, we don't really want to use Perplex or Outwit on them, so the Wizard himself may actually be taken out. But I'll cover that as we go into the next episode. I hope you're enjoying the Gauntlet series, and hopefully you got to enjoy seeing some of the changes that I've been making for these teams throughout. And this feels like a solid team. This team is going to move into the third round very easily, as is for now. And we'll see what happens. So don't forget to stay tuned. Don't forget to stay tuned, like and subscribe. That way you're notified when the next episode of the Gauntlet goes live. As always, thank you so much for watching.